And I won't let you down. Well, hopefully a lot of students won't feel let down when they see their CAO offers, because they're now, well, as I speak, checking them out online, available from 2 o'clock. And the deadline is to next Wednesday afternoon to go through them, to size them up. I mean, if you've got, it's your first choice, and obviously great news, but, there might be other considerations as well. And if you haven't applied through the CAO but would still like to start university next month, well, there is, of course, available places with the CAO. But anyway, to tell us a little bit more, I'm joined in studio by the Registrar at ATU. That is Billy Bennett. Billy, thanks for coming in and hopefully shedding a wee bit of light on all of this. How are you?
No problem. Good afternoon, and good afternoon to all the listeners. Yeah, great day for most people.
Hold that microphone in a bit. There. Or if you just move around a wee bit, if the microphone's not going to come to you, you come to the microphone.
Okay.
There we go.
Perfect.
Now, anyhow, so yes, a lot of people will be checking it out now to see if they got their first choice.
Yeah, absolutely. So the offers have just gone live. It's been a stressful, I'm sure, week for a lot of people. They've just got their leaving cert, and now the next phase is what do they do next. And most people who've applied to us in ATU will be getting good news, and will be getting hopefully a very high preference offer this afternoon.
What sort of percentage are we chatting about that are likely to get if they at ATU top of the list are likely to get it?
Okay, so across our programs in ATU, across both the honours degrees and ordinary and higher certs, 80+% will get their first preference. And that really means that ATU has become a university of choice, that students right across this region, from Letterkenny to Letterfrack, in the 9 campuses across the region, in the main are going to be offered a programme that is their first choice, not a lower down preference. So
9 campuses from here to Galway.
Here to Galway.
It's a big region.
Huge region. It's sometimes been described as a region roughly the size of Wales, with 2 campuses here in Donegal, 2 in Sligo, 1 in Mayo, and 4 in Galway.
Right.
So huge region. We've almost 24,000 students, and we will plan to take in an additional 5,000 first-year students, full-time first years, through the CAO this year.
Right. Taking them in and getting them a place to stay are 2 different things. So there'll be a lot of parents now anxious to move on if their students has got a place, then they're going to be scrambling out to try to get them a place to stay. But anyway, that's not what you're here to talk about.
Yeah, well, accommodation is an issue, and I suppose part of the impact of this is that students are increasingly looking to stay in the regions rather than necessarily going to Dublin or the bigger cities where accommodation is even more problematic. I would appeal to people though who have rooms in the houses. Maybe kids are grown up themselves. The options of taking a student in on a kind of a digs arrangement is very attractive, and people can earn the income from that tax free. So, anyone who hasn't thought about it, thinking about it still, contact the Student Union and the offices in any of our campuses to look and see what you might be able to offer there.
Yeah, it might be a nice wee earner during the academic year.
A nice earner, but also maybe a bit of company if somebody, for extra noise and activity around the house, and as well as an extra earner, which of course is tax-free up to €14,000.
Yeah, might just be company is right, yeah. Okay, so those that have got their first, their first offer accepted, then that's brilliant. But what about, those that maybe are not happy with what they've been offered? Where available places is an option? Absolutely.
So the first round offer is just live there in the last few minutes. We're making 11,500 offers right across this university, and they have until Tuesday of next week at 3 p.m. to accept. If you're happy or reasonably happy, I would urge people to accept the offer. If you get an offer in round 2, which comes the following week, that will supersede even your round 1 acceptance. So don't worry that by accepting that's the end of the story. You may have a higher preference programme that you weren't offered in round 1 that will come to you in round 2, and if you're offered that then can take precedence over your round 1.
Oh, so you get to pick and choose.
Well, as long as if you've already got your first preference, then that's it, finished, because you've got your first preference. But if you got your second or third preference today, and you have a first preference that places become available on over the next week based on the number of acceptances, then that second round offer will take precedence over the first round. But you can't change your order of preference. If you've got your first preference, you've got it.
Speaking of preferences, points requirement to ATU up a lot, up at all, up much this year?
So on our honours degree programs, which is what I think most people will be looking at, we have 12 new programs. So we have no comparator to make with last year, so that's great news as well. Lots of new programs on offer. On almost half of them, about 40% of the programs, the points will be the same, give or take a few. So within a kind of a 10 point plus or minus will be the same as last year. On about a third of the programs at level 8, the points have gone up, and on the other quarter, the points have gone down. So it's down to supply and demand, where the additional interest is and where places are constrained, and that will influence where the points go. So their points vary hugely year on year. I think the overall situation is, with the increased grades from the Leaving Cert, the points have been up for the last few years, and they'll remain broadly at that level, but individual programs will go up and down.
What areas have you seen more demand in this year?
Okay, so I suppose across this university, the ones where we've seen the kind of biggest points changes have been around areas like architecture, animation, public health, nutrition, kind of some of the health related areas, and science related, I suppose, has been where there's been a fair bit of growth in particular. In terms of the kind of main areas where we've seen offers, biggest numbers of offers are in areas like business, health sciences, biomedical science, marine biology, health science, physiology, law, engineering, undenominated, common entry science and business. So a whole range of areas kind of account for those maybe top 10 in terms of the offers. But I think the areas of kind of science and health sciences have done very well for us in terms of our offers this year.
Okay. Now, going back to CAO and first preference and second preference and accepting offers and so on, available programs or available places program, explain.
Okay, so Available Places is a facility that will open tomorrow. So Available Places opening, and that's essentially a new application. So a student who either didn't get what they wanted or who didn't even apply can effectively make a brand new application through the facility on the CAO called Available Places. We are going to have 18 programs at the 2-year or higher cert and 3-year ordinary degrees available to students. So 7 of those will be on the campus in Donegal, 4 in Sligo, 4 in Galway, and 3 in Mayo. So we have them right across the disciplines of science, engineering, business, computing, design, etc. So great opportunity if you didn't get your first choice, or if you had considered going abroad or doing something else and now decide, actually, I'd like to go to university after all. The Available Places, brilliant opportunity for people.
And it's not a case of sort of picking up scraps. You might be surprised at the list that's there.
Oh, absolutely. The programs that are there are programs where we've put additional capacity in, but those programs will all have routes then onto other programs. So you might come in on the ordinary degree or higher cert, but there will always be a route onto an honours degree program, and right the way through to masters and PhD for many of our students.
Okay. Just remind us of the departments. 6 departments, am I correct in saying? In general, on offer at ATU?
In terms of the faculties or schools, we have 13 faculties right across the university. That's over 40 departments. So I'm talking about our campuses right across the board. In Donegal, that's 3 faculties and 10 departments are in operation there. So the other one, I suppose, that people there will be a small number of students who got bad news last week around the maths and the Leaving Cert. And there was a lot of coverage of the maths paper at the time.
Paper 1, yeah.
Paper 1. I know it took a lot of airtime here, but we do have a potential solution for students where maths is a requirement on a programme. They've got decent points in the Leaving Cert, but didn't manage to get over the line with maths. We are running an enabling maths programme. It started today, but it's not too late for people who have not managed to pass maths and who need, at a minimum, ordinary level maths to get onto a degree programme. They can contact us. There's a face-to-face programme started on the Letterkenny campus, but students from anywhere in the region who want to come into ATU can join the programme online It's a 2-week intensive maths boot camp, and if they pass that maths, that's deemed to be the equivalent of ordinary level maths in the Leaving Cert, and therefore they will have been deemed to have met the eligibility requirement and can be offered a place hopefully in round 2 of the CAO.
Okay.
So it's a fantastic opportunity. And the other option, I mean, there's 2 other options if you didn't get the news you were hoping for as you've just gone online there today. One is our Access programme. So we have the Access programme, which runs face-to-face in Donegal. We'll be also aiming to run a shorter version of that in Sligo and possibly in Mayo or Galway later this year. We already have over 100 students signed up for the programme. And on completion of the Access programme, maybe people who weren't ready to go straight into a full-time degree programme can take the Access route, prepare them for it. They do a huge amount of work around communications, ICT, and then subjects in the disciplines to really immerse them in the third level experience. About 50 to 60% every year of students who take the Access programme go on and do a full-time programme. For others, maybe they realise that that's not the route and they decide to go into something else interesting, maybe in further education or an apprenticeship, but they've still got the year of experience and it's a great experience for people. And the other one, just to mention, John, is the new tertiary education programmes. So government put out a call to us a few months ago and ATU responded, and we have 9 of these new tertiary ed programmes. So these are programmes where the students do year 1 in the local ETB and then are guaranteed access onto year 2 of the degree programme in ATU.
Oh, they don't go in at year 1, they go into year 2.
And that's the new departure. So there's always been opportunities for students who've done a level 5 FET programme to go into year 1. This is a new departure. So a student can take on business, IT or engineering here with the ETB in Donegal, and similarly in the ETBs MSL, Mayo Sligo Leitrim and Galway Roscommon ETBs, and they can progress to either a business programme, laboratory science programme, engineering / ICT or nursing within the university. Now nursing is a little different to the other 2 in that it's a 1 year plus the 4. The others are all 1 year and then they're straight into year 2 of the degree. Okay. And that's a brand new type of programme. The NTO, the National Tertiary Office, nto.ie, details of all the programmes are there. And they're just another really good opportunity for people to try a different route, and they're not constrained by the traditional Leaving Cert points race. So it's a really good opportunity for people to look at as well.
Well, there's a lot there to digest, and I'd say for some students, their heads, will be frazzled today and in the coming days trying to decide. But the good news is that there's an open day Friday.
Open day Friday in Donegal, and again, our marketing team are available right across the university for people who want to look at studying in our Castlebar or Sligo, Galway and Donegal campuses. The marketing and admission teams are available to take queries. But absolutely welcome people to the in-person open day, which is happening here in the Letterkenny campus on Friday.
Yeah, 11 to 4. And atu.ie for information on the website as well. Billy, pleasure as always. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Around the